Okay, it's December 3rd, and I thought I better use up that grain from last year, so I'm going to brew some beer. I'm getting the water kettle, hot water tank filled up with water. I finally figured out how I set it up last year. Mash tun there. This is my work chiller here, brew kettle there. And we're going to make a Pilsner again, and the only difference is I'm going to go for a little higher mash temperature and a little thicker mash, hopefully to get some unfermentables in there that give the little maltiness to the Pilsner. And there's my fermentation tank soaking. Trying to get the sparge water up to 172 today. 1 pound of grain in there. 19 of Wireman 2.0 Pilsner malt, and 1 pound of unit light. This is how I add the mash water, a gallon at a time. Mixing the mash with the mash paddle, and then we'll take the temperature here, see how we did. Alright, we hit 150, well, 155, that's what I was going for. And I want to keep it high, and what we might do, if it cools down during the mash, is take some out and boil it, and add it back to the mash. While the mash is going, we'll add more water to the hot water tank, and we'll get that up to 168, so it'll be ready for the sparge. But it's going to be an hour, maybe a little longer for the mash, so we got some time. Last time I brewed, my mash screen got stuck, and I had to empty this thing by hand with a siphon. It was awful. So I made this new mash screen. I've tested it with a little bit of hops, and it worked good, so hopefully it'll work. But it's just a little bit of the sparge water run in. This is my little indicator. It's a little piece of styrofoam down there that's going to measure the level of the sparge water. I'm going to put some in there. Then we'll fill up this container, and I'm going to recirculate it through here until the runoff is clearing up a little bit. Now we're going to recirculate it back through the mash. I've got a little pipe that runs this way underneath the lid. It's got small holes in it, and to distribute it over the top of the mash bed. Alright, it's running pretty clear now, so I'm going to start adding it to the kettle. I'm going to run in the house and get the hops, 3.5 ounces of Tettnanger, put them in the kettle. This is called first wort hopping. Beautiful leaf hops, wonderful. Quietly in here. You don't want to aerate it when it's hot. Grab this hose and let it run out of the hose into the bottom of the kettle. Man, I wish this was smell-o-vision, because those hops and malt smell so good. This is just the hops with the first gallon of the wort in there. I'm going to start the fire up pretty soon. Here's the wort coming out of the mash tun. Beautiful. So we got about 12 gallons in there, boiling away nicely. We'll check the gravity in a bit and see what we got. Alright, here we go, running it off from the kettle through the counterflow work chiller with some ice added on there into my little buckets, and then I splash it into the fermenter to aerate it. So let's see how we do. Adding the yeast. So here's the beer fermenting in the fridge so I can keep it cool. And it's been about a week, still going nicely. And that's right, yes, look at it, that's where it needs to be.